Hello there, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. 我已经等很久了。Hello.
Hello. 哎，怎么只有你呢？
他们还没进来吧？我在这里等很久了。
好。
Hi Karen.
我已经等着了。
Hello Karen. 哦，那个最后一个就是我男朋友他弟弟的那个女朋友。
女朋友。
哎，对，最后那个。
Hello.
Hi.
这是我妹妹，这个是我妹妹。
Hello，但是我的平板好像有点问题。
哎，还有呢？还有的人呢？
Anyone else?
哎 ，A6 进来了吗
A6 好像还没有。
Yes, I'm here.
？A6 进来了。
我进来了。我怎么没有看到 A9？
嗨，为什么你还化了妆？只有我这么实诚吗？
我跟他讲了，他不是说要视频吗？然后说化个妆。
是我朋友，然后这个那个宋佳敏是我妹妹。
刘佳姐，好久不见。
好久，你不跟 Karen
好久不见。
就我这么老实没化妆吗
Karen, they always.
我也有。
Okay. All right, let's get our little crew here together. Okay, so you are my couple. Okay, right? You're my couple getting married today. Ji and Nok. Okay, well.
Gino, yep, that's me.
Jiajie Lu and Tiz Nok.
That's me.
Okay, perfect. Do you wish me to call you partners, husbands, spouses? What do you want me to call you?
Both okay. Husband.
Well, only one. Which one do you want?
Husband.
Husband.
Okay. Sure.
Who is the husband?
Husband, you are. Okay, perfect. Now, your witnesses are Karen and Keelan.
Keelan.
Keela. Where's Karen or Keela?
Here.
Are they on yet?
I'm here also.
Here.
Keelan, that's you right there. Perfect.
That's me here.
Perfect. And you
Karen.
are Karen. Okay.
Yeah.
It says William. You're Karen. Okay. Got that. All right, perfect. Got you too. Now I'm going to bring me down here. Okay, perfect. All right. My name is Ben Free. I am a deputy clerk with Utah County. I've been doing marriages for a little over 3 years. You are remotely joining us in our Health and Justice building here in Provo, Utah. And that's jurisdiction for our ceremony today. All right. And so that's where we're at. Now I've got my couple here. I've got my 2 witnesses, and I've got a couple other people. Awesome. All right. So I will get started. All right. The 2 of you found each other out of 6.3+ billion with a B people, and you fell in love with each other. Okay. Now you're cleaving together, and because of that, you're dropping down into a garden of marriage where you get to grow your marriage the way you want it to be. Now, cleaving together means this: you're accepting each other for who you are today and everything that's happened to you in the past. Okay, that's what you're accepting. But you're also accepting everything that will happen to you in the future, because we don't know what the future is going to bring. All right, but you're accepting that today as well, because it's going to come down to you. All right, the 2 of you have chosen each other. So my first challenge is to choose each other each day and choose to be happy each day. No matter what's going on, choose to be happy and choose each other each day. Your relationships 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're always checking in with each other. You do nice things for each other because you love each other. You like each other. You need each other. You want each other, and you protect each other. Okay, that's why you're getting married. All right. So because you're doing that for each other, it helps you to come together. Now, you're both fires. In fact, everybody on here is a fire. When 2 fires come together, what happens? Well, they can embrace each other, which makes a bigger blaze, okay? Or they can, jump out and burn things. But ultimately, you're either a firefighter or you're a fire builder. So when you meet new people, are you putting them out? Are you saying, oh, we don't want anything to do with you, it's just, you're no good, okay? So see, that's a put out. Or are you accepting them as a friend, okay? And you're building them up, and so they can be brighter blaze, all right? This is your fire pit. Everything that's happened to you is underground. You don't have to deal with it. Unless you've had some heart-wrenching problems earlier in your life someplace where somebody died in your arms or the house burned down where you were living, or, maybe your favorite pet, got destroyed, really like run over or something, okay? But your hearts are your firewalls. And when you're emotionally challenged, your firewalls come down. If the fire's not contained, the fire's going to jump out and burn things it's not supposed to. So it's your job to keep your firewalls up and to be contained. Now, you cannot say, okay, Jiajie, you cannot say to his, okay, your firewall's down, fix it. That doesn't work, okay? You can offer suggestions to each other, that's good, but you can't have him fix himself. Or you can't fix him, he can't fix you. You can offer suggestions, but you have to fix yourself to bring your firewalls up. Marriage work is you're opening your heart, your mind, your eyes, your ears, your voice, your nose, and your emotions to each other. That's marriage work. Work you do for money, that's mandate work. You go into work when the boss says, you do it the boss's way. If you don't do it the boss's way, then it's the highway. That means you're fired. Okay. So yeah, that's not what you're doing. Okay. For each other. You're not saying, oh, okay, I'm tired of you, I'm getting ready. No, that's not. You're married until death you depart. You're accepting each other until death you depart. Okay. Doesn't mean you kill each other to get out of being married. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. But you're going to have times where you're going to be really upset because something happened to you. Usually it's related to work, whether you're going to work, at work, or coming home from work. Something usually happens in the day that upsets your emotions internally. And when your emotions are upset, whether that's because somebody belittled you, somebody yelled at you, somebody threw a temper tantrum at you, there's co-workers said, you're so lazy, but, calling you all these names or whatever. Okay. Whatever happened, then your firewall comes down. You do the things to bring up your firewall. Okay. So, all right, having said that, you do nice things for each other, okay, because you love each other, like each other, need each other, want each other, protect each other, all right? And your strengths, Jiajie, are Tez's weaknesses. Tez, your strengths are Jiajie's weaknesses, but the two of you together complement each other and complete each other, and you can make wonderful decisions and choices together. So always cleave together, which means spend time with each other, to help each other to be your best. Do nice things for each other. You're validating each other. A validation, a look in the eye, a hold of the hand, a hug, a kiss, a card, a chocolate. Maybe sometimes you even give each other a flower, just to brighten your day, okay? But you do little things for each other like that, and that helps you to cleave together. And it helps your firewalls to be up, especially in this day and age. You need the protection part because you check to make sure he made it to work safe, and he's checking to make sure you make it safe, because we have some dudes and dudettes out there that say, you know what, I don't like you, just blow you away. Yeah, make sure that he gets there safe and you're safe, and you try to do the things to help each other to be your very best always. Okay, so, and please don't treat each other as an object. An object is what I have back behind me. This represents freedom, believe it or not. In America, the 4th of July was our Independence Day from Great Britain, okay? Red, white, and blue is our flag color. These are red, white, and blue, okay? Red is for loyalty, white is for purity, and blue is for freedom. And other countries are rallying around the freedom, okay? Because 100 years ago, you two, if you've been living back then, even if you found each other, could not get married, okay? Today you can. Does that make sense? So see, that's a freedom that's emerged, okay? And other countries have more freedoms individually, okay? Yes, we have country laws to protect their borders, and we have to do the things we have to do to cross the borders to get where we want to be. But the two of you are together today, and I don't know how you work that out, but maybe you're from the same country. I don't know. I haven't looked at your application. But the point is here that the two of you are more together than you are apart, all right? So, if something happens to you at work that makes you angry, and the two of you come together, I hope you do it in this fashion. I hope you hold each other's hands close. Your faces are about 6 inches apart from each other. You're looking each other in the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul. If you want to know what's going on in a person's head, look them in the eye. Okay? The eyes will not lie to you. So if you ask him about how his day was, he has to say, and I guess he goes by knock because that's what's on the screen. But anyway, if Tez, you ask Tez about his day. How was your day today? He says it was okay. What does that tell you? There was something that happened today that made him upset. Okay, he has a story to tell. You need to let it go because you don't want to go to bed together angry. And it's not even that you're angry at each other. You're just angry, and so that causes heart problems and digestive issues and mental block. And you don't want to do that. So you need to get the root of it. Now, some people listen to a note like, the different frequencies are supposed to help you unwind. It's kind of like that. Some people tap. Even though this happened to me, I'm okay. Life is still good. And you're saying positive affirmations to yourself to help you get rid of the anger there. Okay. Myself, I think that's all still too complicated. So I just prefer that I have an invisible zipper right here. I just unzip my head. It opens up. I tell my story and it falls at my feet. Okay. And sometimes it's black and stinky and smelly and ugly, and other times it's vibrant colors. Whatever it is, it needs to come out. So once I've told my story, then I zip myself back up so I can't jump back in. Okay. And then it's going to be your turn, Jiajie. Okay, so then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to unzip, you're going to tell your story, okay, and then it's going to follow the floor. All right, once it's out, you got to zip yourself back up so it doesn't jump back in. Now you got this puddle on the floor. What do you do with that? Well, you pretend the earth opens it up and just takes it and goes, sucks it all down to the magma. The magma burns it up. The earth covers it over. You're done with it. So you're not going to bed together angry, okay? And it's not that you're angry at each other. It's just that you were angry with the way your day was, okay? So now you can rest peacefully and you can have a longer, happier life, okay? Because you won't have digestive issues as much and you won't have heart problems as much and mental block. All right, so that's what you're doing now, okay? You want to learn to serve each other, okay? You choose each other and you serve each other. You do things for each other when you're out and about. Now, when you're out and about, yeah, you're going to hold hands. Yeah, and you're going to open the doors and you're going to do things for each other there, buy little things or whatever. Okay, whatever you're doing, you're setting a good example for others to follow. All right, but you want to just make sure that you're safe, and so you're doing whatever it takes for that as well. Okay, so be mindful of that. Okay, don't treat each other as an object. Okay, because objects you put on display. You love, revere, and respect each other enough. You're not putting each other up as a display. Okay. Display, when you're tired of it, you either throw it away. An object, you're tired of it, you throw it away, or you just put it away and you bring it back out, such as like a Christmas tree or Easter decorations or different holidays. Okay. So that is an object. Okay. And you're not treating each other as a project because you can't fix each other. You cannot fix each other. So I'm guessing you need to move closer. You guys can't hear me very well. Okay. You can offer suggestions to each other. That's very nice and easy to do. Okay. But you're not mandated to say, you better be ready at 3 o'clock or I'm going to, smash you in the face. No, see, that's the work. Okay. That's force. That's the work. You choose each other. You choose to love each other. You choose to be kind to each other. But you do nice things for each other. But if you see that Jiajie is doing something or not is doing something nice for you and it's not coming off the way you like it to, okay, then you offer suggestions. You say, gee, thank you. You say, gee, thank you for doing that for me. That was so kind of you, but could you also do mine? Okay. And so you offer suggestions to each other. That's different than mandate work where you go and do what the boss says, you do it the way the boss says, or it's the highway. See, that's mandate work. We tolerate that because we need the money. All right. So anyway, that's where you get to. All right. So that's a project or an object. Sorry. Yeah. So you're not an object, you're not a project, you can't fix each other. And lastly, you're not a task. Now today, the two of you are creating a house of marriage. This is your house. There's not even any windows or doors or anything. It's just a house. I said so. Okay, so G, you're one wall to the house. Okay, and Tez, you're the other wall to the house. As you have experiences together, you will add more support structure to your house. Okay, and right now your house is flimsy. Okay, can easily be broken. okay? But when you add more structures, it gets hard and it can't be broken, okay? Because you're making it strong. You're making the relationship strong. Always choose each other and choose to be happy. All right? Now, you'll learn to love together, cry together, laugh together. And there's a special cry. It only comes up once in a while. In my 47 years of marriage, it's happened to me twice. And that's where the two of you have both been through an emotional trauma together, whatever that is. I don't know what it is for you, okay? But I know that when my wife and I had an emotional trauma, we were separated because she had to take the car up to a hospital for one of our daughters, okay, who was diagnosed. They just thought she had mono, but it turned out to be leukemia. Because she went to school, on her first day of school, came home, passed out on the couch. And my wife had the car, so she took her to the hospital. The hospital sent her up further away, up in Salt Lake, which is over an hour and 15 minutes where this hospital is at, okay? So I didn't have a car even to go to work, but a neighbor came through and did that. But anyway, when I was able to get up to her, we just hugged each other, okay? And we could just feel the love coming from each other. And the tears just started to slide down the side of our face. Different cry than, you know, like you broke your arm or something, and it hurts a lot, and you're just like, oh, well, and you're just crying because it hurts. Okay, that's different cry. But you'll learn to love each other the same way. You'll have little things that you'll do that will tell you you love each other and how to treat each other and what you want to accomplish in your married life. Okay, all right. So you're not an object, you're not a project, and lastly, you're not a task. Now, this is a true story. Last November, I had a couple come in to get married. They scheduled time with us. We tell them 8 to 10 guests. They brought 40 guests. We don't have 40 chairs in this quadrant of our building or space to put them and to do the ceremony. So I had to take them outside. November's a cold month for us. It was a sunny day. The sun was shining bright. The temperature outside was 18 degrees. Water freezes at 32, so we're 18. So zero's here, but we're at 18, 32's up here. So people were dressed to go from warm car to warm building to warm car, not to go from warm car to outside for over 30 minutes, okay? Especially because the bride had a problem. Well, anyway, here's the story. So I counseled with them just like I've done with you. I asked the groom if he'd take the bride to be his wife. He said yes. Then I turned to the bride and I said, do you, and I did not get to finish my sentence because she was hearing her phone ring in her purse, and her purse was behind her 40 guests on a picnic table. She let go of the groom's hands. She turned and started walking towards her guests. When she got to her guests, she just was shoving them to the side. She wasn't telling them what she wanted or what she needed. She needed her purse because in her purse was her phone and her phone was ringing. She needed to know who was on the phone. She's interrupting her marriage ceremony to get to the phone. Okay, she grabbed her purse, she brought it over, she set it down. It stopped ringing. As soon as she set it down, she reached down, she pulled it up, she punched the number, she started talking to somebody. She grabbed her purse and went into an adjacent building. I turned to the groom and he says, are you going after her? I'm thinking I have a runaway bride, right? And he said it just like this. He said, oh no, I can't do that because if I do that, it makes her angry, upset. When she's angry, upset, horrible, awful things happen. People get hurt and things get broken. I'm thinking, dude, how many times have you had something broken over your body and you've been hurt? Okay. And you just said you wanted to marry this woman. Okay. That was just, these are all the words going in my head. Okay. So anyway, we waited for her. She did not offer, she did not say, excuse me, I'm going to take this call. There was no words. She just walked into the building. 15 minutes later, she came out. When she came out, she just walked straight over to where her groom was. She set her purse down right to her side. So it's right by her feet. So he really close. And then she held his hands. I asked the groom again if he'd marry her. He said yes. I wanted to slap him upside the head and say, you don't want this one, son. You don't want this one. But that was my thoughts, not his. I kept my mouth shut. Okay. And then I asked her if she'd take him to be her legally and lawfully wed husband. She said yes. Okay, so then I had them exchange rings and vows, and I married them, and I pronounced them legally and lawfully married as husband and wife. As soon as I said, you're legally and lawfully married as husband and wife, she let go of his hands. She reached down and grabbed her purse and started walking towards her car. She didn't say, come on, love, let's go. Come on, honey, come on, handsome, whatever. No words, just go. And so And he was being patted on the back by his friends. Oh, congratulations on getting married and all this. And I said, excuse me, are you going after your bride? Because she's leaving. And then the groom's looking around going, oh yeah, I've got to, because she's my ride to my house. Otherwise I'll be stranded here all day and I won't know how to get home. Okay, so I've got to get a ride with her. So he had to leave. All right. Now, I tell you to this story because I want you to know G and Tez or Knock, G and Knock, okay?
Me knock is fine.
Yeah, the two of you are more important to each other than anything else. So don't let a task get between you. See, she was putting the cell phone above her spouse. And in my mind, here's what she said. Mr. Spouse, my cell phone is way more important than you'll ever be all my married life. Deal with it and get over it. Okay? That's not a good marriage plan. Okay? You want to get to know each and grow together as a unit of one. So you are one. Okay? So that's where you want to get to. All right, now we're now ready to go into the ceremony. Do you have rings to exchange with each other today? Do you have rings to exchange with each other today?
Yes.
Okay. So G, I want you to put Knock's ring on your, probably your thumb, and Knock, I want you to put G's ring on your thumb, so you can give them to each other. We're going to start with applicant 1, which happens to be Jiajie Lu, and then you'll be applicant 2, Tis Knock Lu. Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
Just try to get the rings over there.
Yeah, so you get the rings out, so
Okay.
you got it ready. And then do you have any vows or promises prepared to tell each other today?
No, get the ring.
I got a runaway couple. Duh. Okay. All right, we're gonna start with G. Okay, so Jiajie Lu, do you take Tes Nak Lun to be your legally and lawfully wedded husband, to cleave unto him as he cleaves unto you, to help him be his best as he helps you be your best, to obey him as he obeys you? Two-way street there, through sickness, health, rich, poor, fat, thin, COVID-22. Wars, riots, natural disasters, ups, downs, ins, outs, holidays, celebrations, jubilations, triumph, family, friends, nature, until death you depart.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. All right. So now you may put the ring on Nook's finger. Put Nook's ring on his finger and tell him your vows or promises. Okay, now tell him your vows or promises.
I promise I love him every single day for the rest of my life.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, you guys are getting way excited here. Okay, now we're gonna go the other way. Oh, my witnesses, I need Karen and Keelan to say yes. Keelan to say yes.
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 Okay, perfect. All right, and he said yes, and he said his vows. Perfect. Okay, now, Tis Nok Lun, do you take Jiajie Lu to be your legally and lawfully wedded husband, to cleave unto him as he cleaves unto you, to help him be his best as he helps you be your best, to obey him as he obeys you, through sickness, health, rich, poor, fat, thin, COVID-22, blah, 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 until death you depart?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Okay. You may now put the ring on his finger. Witnesses, you heard yes in the affirmative, right? Keelan and Karen?
Yes.
I put the ring on his finger. Now you may say your vows to him. Tell him your vows or promises.
So nervous. The past 2-3 years, we have been so hard to, during the COVID times, we couldn't reach each other, couldn't see each other until we found a way. Like this year, we found a way. We came to Thailand, and then we live together, we stay together, we can't with each other. I will stay with him forever.
Awesome. Good job. Okay. And Keelan, are you finished? Or maybe not finished yet. Finish.
Yes.
Are you finished? Knock.
Yes,
Okay,
finished.
perfect. All right. Keelan, you heard yes?
I did indeed, yes.
Perfect. And Karen, you heard yes?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Now, because I heard you say yes to each other, and because you remotely joined us here in our Health and Justice Building in Utah County campus, I now get to say this: by the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of Utah, I now pronounce you Jiajie Liu and Tez Nak Loon legally and lawfully married as husbands. You may now hug and kiss each other as such.
天哪！
Awesome. All right.
Congratulations.
All right. Now, just one more thing. When you get your certified email copy, okay, check it over to make sure it's correct. Make sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, all the spellings are correct, because I don't want to have to see you pay to have it shipped again. Because sometimes that's it depends on where it's going, but sometimes that's as much as $100. And you have to pay for the thing again because it has to go to our governor's office and they have to validate it. And then they're the ones that send it out. And according to the shipping things that you do, you pay for. So make sure everything's correct. I had a couple that spent over $600 because they didn't do what I just told you to do. Start with line. You'd be surprised how many couples misspell their names because they're so excited about getting married. They forget how to spell their names. Their birthdays, sometimes they put down wrong. Their parents' information is wrong. And they said, yeah, everything's okay. And then they go, whoops, our names are wrong. And then they look at it after they get it back again. Whoops, our birthdays are wrong. Whoops. And then, it's just, yeah. So we want to make sure everything's correct. We don't want you to have a problem with that. So make sure it's all good. And then you'll have an amazing life. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
You can unmute and clap for him. Everybody can unmute and not clap. All right. Thank you so very much, and make it a wonderful life. Okay, together. All right. Set a good example for others. All right. Bye now.